glow in the face of a person who hears my speech and then memorizes my speech, meaning the speech of the Prophet ﷺ, and then takes the speech of the Prophet ﷺ to someone that might have better understanding than him. And this is something that is an ujurun jariyah, a continuous reward. That when you hear maybe a hadith or an ayah, that you memorize it and then you convey it to those other than you. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man da'a ila al-huda كان له أجر مثل من تبعه لا ينقص من أجوره شيئا." Whoever calls to guidance or whoever calls to good, then for him is the reward of the one that does it, and every single person that does it after him. We hear a lot about the sadaqah jariyah, the continuous sadaqah, that until Yawm al-Qiyamah your sadaqah will be running. And likewise the issue of knowledge is the same. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maybe taught you one hadith, and you convey this hadith to someone else, every single person that acts upon this hadith or this action of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you're being rewarded, whether you're alive or whether you're in the grave. So hopefully this is just an advice to all of us, a benefit to all of us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does say, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind, for indeed the reminder benefits the believer. We are in a time now that everybody can see. Most of us, we have satellites in our houses. Some of the fitna, some of all the corruption that is going on in our country and all the other places. From the things of zina, bad stuff, fornication, stealing, killing, and all kinds of stuff. The Prophet ﷺ, he told us 1400 years ago some of the things that might happen now. He said in the hadith that was narrated by Bukhari, من أشراط الساعة أن يقل العلم ويظهر الجهل ويظهر الزنا وتكثر النساء ويقل الرجال. From the signs of the hour, that knowledge becomes less and that ignorance becomes widespread. And zina becomes apparent to the people. And it came in another narration, وَيُكْثَرُ الْحَرَجِ. The meaning of haraj, killings become many. And you find our own brothers and sisters who might be praying with us today, maybe a few days later they leave the fold of Islam. And we hear about this all the time. Our own brothers who have gone to uni, they're now becoming atheists. Some of them are Somali, some of them are Indian, and etc. And it's very, very well known now where they are, where they come out of, and the places they go. Why? Because of some of the shubahat, the doubts that are brought forward towards these people. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, بَادِرُوا بِالْأَعْمَالِ فِتَنْ كَقِطَعِ اللَّيْلِ الْمُظْلِمِ. Hasten to doing good actions, for indeed the fitan is like the dark patches of the night, the fitna, the corruption. يُصْبِحُ الْإِنسَانُ مُؤْمِنًا وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا وَيُمْسِي الْإِنسَانُ مُؤْمِنًا وَيُصْبِحُ كَافِرًا يَبِيعُ دِينَهُ بِعَرَضٍ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. A person, he spends the night while being a Muslim, and in the morning he wakes up being a kafir, a disbeliever. That's how quickly the person changes. And the other way around as well. The Prophet ﷺ then said, he sells his religion due to an offer from the dunya. So all these hadiths are just indication that the fitan is so much, there's so much corruption going on. And the more time goes past, the more worse the place is getting. And it doesn't need someone to be very, very clever to realize this, or to be Einstein or anything like that. The one that just looks at the waqi', the reality that's taking place, he sees this. You find now small people, 14, 13, they're getting pregnant. That didn't happen maybe 10, 15 years ago, or 20 years ago. The more time goes on, the more worse the whole place, the whole world is becoming. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said this. He said, لا يأتي زمان إلا الذي بعدها أشد منه. أو إلا الذي بعدها أشر منه. There doesn't come a time except that the year or the time after it is worse than the time before it. So it's very important that the people know, whether it's the parents or the youngsters, some of the things that prevents and makes the person stay away from these kind of fitan that the people are being indulged with. And I wanted to cut the reminder into two, one for the parents and likewise for the children. Starting with the young people. You find one of the ways the shaitan works so hard in trying to mislead the people is through their companions and through their people. Through some of the people that they sit with, or some of the people they hang around with. And the Prophet ﷺ, he stressed about this issue much. He talked about it in many hadiths, which shows the importance of this particular issue. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, الرجل على دين خليله فلينظر أحدكم من يخالل. A man is upon the religion of his friends. So let him examine who his friends are. And he came in another hadith, which is more general than the friends. It talks about how the individual becomes changed or becomes worse depending upon the people to give him the tarbiyah. He said in another hadith, كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجسانه. Everybody is born upon the natural way. The natural way of Islam. Whether we see this person on the streets now, whether he is a disbeliever or a Adan guy or anything else, everybody is born upon the natural way of Islam when the person is born. Then the Prophet said, فَأَبَوَاهُ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ. His two parents, what do they do to him? They turn him into a Jew. Or they turn him into a Christian, or they turn him into a Majus. The whole meaning of the hadith is because of the parents, the individual changes. If the parent now, he smokes, or he chews qas, or he does anything else, or is a person that swears every time he speaks. We find some people, they say the F word 20 times maybe in one sentence. And you find the people that hang around and the people that you're with, what actually happens? They become affected by this kind of speech. So the whole meaning or the whole inclination that the Prophet ﷺ is trying to imply here, that when a person sits with a particular person, this person becomes affected. Even though he's born upon the fitrah, the natural way. The natural way of Islam. But as time goes on, the tarbiyah, the nurturing of the child and the nurturing of the person, this is how the individual changes. And you find that the Prophet ﷺ, he brought another good example as well. He said, إِنَّمَا مَثَلُ جَلِيسُ الصَّالِحِ وَجَلِيسُ السُّوءِ كَحَامِلِ الْمِسْكِ وَنَافِقِ الْكِيرِ. Like the one that sits with a good person and the one that sits with a bad person is like a guy that sells perfume. And a guy that is a blacksmith. The guy that's selling the perfume, what does he do to you? He might tell you something, makes you smell good. Once you walk into his shop, فَتُبْتَعَ مِنْهُ وَتَجِدَ مِنْهُ رِيحًا طَيِّبًا. You find from him a good smell. Imam Nawawi, who explained the hadith, he said that this individual now is like a good person who gives you advice. When you're hanging around with a good person, what actually happens? He takes you to the masjid, he connects you to the good people, he advises you when you're doing wrong, he reminds you. And then brought the example of a bad person. نَاسِقَ الْكِيرِ. A blacksmith, what does he do? يُحَرِقْ ثِيَابَكَ. He burns your clothes. When a person goes into a blacksmith where there's so much dirt going on, a person becomes affected, and likewise you find the traces of this action he does upon your clothes. So the whole meaning of this, that wherever you hang around with is the person that you are likely to be. And we've seen this in many, many examples. And back in the day as well, when there was times in London, I think most of you have heard that people used to fight each other, kill each other because of postcodes. You know how we have LE1, LE2 ODR, LE2 OGR? People used to fight each other because of a postcode. Kill each other, hurt each other, stab each other, shoot each other because of what? Postcode. People are fighting over something that is written on an envelope. And it started all good people inside schools, secondary schools. They start hanging around together. And then after that, what happens? They start becoming even worse. Other things start coming in. Girls, drugs, all kinds of things. And due to experience, what does it all go back to? To your friends and the people you hang around with. If you was to Google maybe a person called Sharmaki Hassan. A person, he was Somali, from the same area as me, very close friend of mine. Maybe when he was 13 years old, 14 years old, he was like any other guy here, studying, this. But when he started hanging around with bad people, what actually happened? It cost him his life. It cost him his life. And what actually happened? His friends never done anything, which is the reality. In this dunya and likewise the akhirah, your friends are free from you. It will only be a few days when you get chucked into prison, or when someone, because of his bad friends, he gets chucked into prison. They write on Facebook or Instagram, hit the road soon, free my brother or free my nigger, or these kind of things are put on the internet for a few days. What happens after that? Everybody becomes nafsi and mansiya. No one cares, everyone forgets. No one is even caring about your situation. And likewise in the akhirah, what happens to these people? This is not only the young people. You find men as well that hang around with people that chew qat. And we've had areas as well, which is very, very common. And you find people, they die eating qat. They've got qat in their mouth. Why? Because they're constantly doing this and all their friends are doing it. Imagine now you're living with a person for 30 years. You grew up with him. It's very, very easy to be connected with him and carry on living with him. And likewise in the akhirah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brought us a few examples. He says in the Quran on that day, وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. You will see the people, they look drunk or they look intoxicated. But in reality, they're not intoxicated. Everybody will be running away from each other. يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. The son will run away from the father will run away from the brother, he'll even run away from his wife. This is the reality of the people. Some of the things that you've done, maybe for your friends in the dunya, every man for himself, like they say. Every man for himself. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, after the Prophet ﷺ, he said to her on this day, إِنَّكُمْ مَحْشُورُونَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ حُفَاةً عُرَاةً غُرْلًا. People will be gathered and they'll be naked, they'll be barefooted. People will be running around crazy. They look like they're crazy, but in reality they're not. They will look intoxicated, but they're actually not. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said to the Prophet, aren't the men and women going to be like looking at each other? Why? Because everybody is naked. Here, if somebody was to go running around naked, everybody will come out, going mad, making a big commotion out of it. It will be on every single newspaper, every single magazine. Everybody will be talking about it. On that day, everybody is like this. Everyone runs away from everyone. So the Prophet ﷺ replied to her and said, when she said, aren't the men and women going to be looking at each other? إِنَّ الْأَمْرَ أَشَدْ مِنْ أَنْ يُهِمَّهُمْ ذَلِكَ. The situation is so severe that this is not even their main concern. Something that we can't even imagine. This is the case of those who are in this particular situation. Maybe you died doing something because of your friend. And not to prolong it any longer, you find that the Prophet ﷺ, he gave a responsibility to every single person in the family. He said in the hadith, كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. Everybody is a shepherd. And every shepherd is in charge of its flock. The father, he has responsibility upon his kids. The mother, she has responsibility over a house and her kids. Like the Prophet ﷺ, he said. It's a responsibility upon every single person, every single parent, that they know regarding their kids. And they don't leave off their concern for their kids. You find parents, take them to school and that's it. Has no other connection with the kid or with the child. Rather, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, in a hadith, we should be a reminder to all of us. ما من أحد يسترعيه الله رعيته ولم يحطها بنصحه إلا لم يجد رائحة الجنة. Never did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make any of us responsible, whether it is the leader, He made them responsible of the people, whether it is the father, that He made responsible over the children, and He doesn't advise them, and He doesn't give them their concern, this person will not be smelling the smell of Jannah. It's a big ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the people of kids. But if it is not applied and looked after in a particular way, it could be something against us. And likewise you find the beauty, the fadila, the virtue of having a righteous kid and giving him tarbiyah upon the deen. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said in hadith, إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث. If the son of Adam, he dies, everything gets cut up except for three things. And one of these things is ولد صالح يدعو له. A righteous boy that makes dua for this particular parent. This, how does it happen? Does it come out of the blue? I put him inside the schools, khalas. He's going to be thinking about me after I die? La. Rather is the individual that puts concern to his child, teaches him the deen, teaches him the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of this, he will be raised on Yawm al-Qiyamah. It came in the hadith that a man was brought to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he was being elevated, he was being raised on Yawm al-Qiyamah. So this individual, he said, Lima ya Rab, why? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are you raising me? He goes, you had a walad salih, you had a righteous boy who made dua for you, and who is still making dua for you. Because of this, the parent is being elevated on Yawm al-Qiyamah, because of the waladun salih. Of the waladun salih who is making dua for him, and who his father used to look after him at a very young age and he taught him. So by this, inshallah ta'ala, it's only an advice that the Prophet ﷺ, he did say, الدين النصيحة قلنا لمن لله ولرسوله ولأئمة المسلمين وعامتهم. The whole deen is advice. And the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith as well, hadith Jarir, قال بايعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على إقامة الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة والنصح لكل مسلم. We sought our oath of allegiance that we advise all the Muslimin. So it's important on a regular basis, whether this person is small or big, that we advise each other, hopefully that we take heed, that we understand, and then we act upon it, and hopefully by this we all benefit. Rather, it's from the ways of the disbelievers when they're reminded, they don't accept and they don't take heed. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, وَإِذَا ذُكِّرُوا لَا يَذْكُرُونَ. And when they're reminded, they don't take heed and they don't take an understanding. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to benefit us from what we've heard, and to make this a beneficial reminder that we all act upon. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us firm upon the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hopefully for the next few weeks, we plan to do every Sunday around this time or maybe after Asr, like a reminder, teaching of basic things in Aqeedah, Tawheed, for the people so they may understand. So whoever can bring like their children and whoever would like to benefit can benefit. Until the time of Hajj, then inshallah after Hajj we will see. And hopefully by this we will get rewarded. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates us in the akhirah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.